Hey there guys, welcome back. This is Sarah. In this bonus lesson, we're going to go over two very advanced ways that you can use My Stats. The first one is called a calculation. Imagine your consultant asks you to calculate each month your total revenues divided by the number on staff, which is a statistic we use often at Silkin to measure the productivity and efficiency of your team. Or let's say you have 3 associates and you want to add up all of their production, but keep a separate graph for each. Wouldn't it be nice if the system could calculate those things for you? Well, it can, and I'm going to show you how. First, you'll want to click on the More button and go to Statistics. You'll want to create a statistic that will specifically be for this calculation. As you can see here, I've already done this. I'm going to be calculating the number of apples picked divided by the number of apple picker staff. I should have picked one that was easier to say. I'm going to call this statistic my apples calculated statistic. If you haven't already created the statistic, you'll want to click on the Add Stat button here. Next, we're going to go into the apples calculated statistic and hit the Edit button. If it's not already there, you'll want to click on the Show Advanced Settings button so you can get into these advanced settings. And originally, it will say right here under Values, by hand. All of your statistics default to by hand because that's how you enter them. We're going to want to change that, however, to the word calculation. And as you can see, this makes the Setup Data button appear. Click on that button now. First, we'll want to choose the first statistic, which in my case will be apples picked, and hit the Start button. Next, we'll select a different statistic, in my case, apple picker staff, and click the Divided By button. As you can see, I now have apples picked divided by apple picker staff. If I hit Save and recalculate all values, this will mean that my new statistic will now be completely calculated for all past numbers as well. If you just hit the Save button, you'll still have to do it manually for the past numbers, but it will begin to calculate correctly from here on out. So if you've already been keeping this statistic and manually entering it, you could just hit the Save button. But if you've never created this before, or you want it to recalculate all the past numbers you've entered for both of these into your new statistic, go ahead and hit the Save and Recalculate All Values now.